These special wedding flowers were bought from local flower sellers just around the corner in Bangalore instead of importing them. They are a small part of wedding planner Neelma Dilipan's efforts to reduce the carbon dioxide emissions from their transport to create a more environmentally friendly Indian wedding. Since Dilipan began her career, she's noticed a significant shift in what couples now want on their perfect day.
So I have been doing this for about 6 years now. When I started this, I have always been conscious of the choices that we are making. So we have tried to implement it here and there, and sometimes clients didn't know, we did inform them that why don't you choose something different. So I would say probably like about 30% of the clients 6 years ago, or probably lesser, I guess, 20% too, wanted something eco-friendly. But now I'm surprised myself to see so many people coming forward saying that they want eco-friendly. So I would say probably like about 70 to 75% people are kind of conscious and want eco-friendly weddings.
Traditionally, Indian families celebrate marriage with pomp and show. A wedding is a display of wealth and tradition. While there is an encouraging green trend among urban Indians, Dilipan says it comes with a lot of challenges.
People always think that an eco-friendly wedding is equal to being cheap. So that has been a challenge, trying to get people away from that concept of eco-friendly being cheap. So there are many different aspects for an eco-friendly wedding. It can range from a simple thing as having recycled paper or seed paper, or even a digital invite for the invites that you give your guests. Even as a simple thing like having a chalkboard for your signage rather than getting a flex printed, which is again a one-time use. In terms of your trousseau as well, I would recommend probably using for one event at least your grandmother's sari or your mother's wedding sari. Probably reuse some jewelry as well.
Seher Mansoor is another green entrepreneur in Bangalore. She founded Bare Necessities, a zero-waste shop. She says that waste reduction is trendy, but it isn't a new concept in the country.
Traditionally, we used to live in a very zero-waste way in India, and I think in a lot of this whole zero-waste narrative that's currently honestly dominated by a Western rhetoric that we're trying to reclaim. And I think essentially it's something that we used to do. It's not that novel, so I think can be very accessible, can be very Aam Aadmi, very average Indian. So it can be for everyone, and it's just about making these small little micro life choices, and then it just adds up.
Mansoor runs workshops on the weekends to improve accessibility and get the community talking and thinking about reducing waste. She also publishes her DIY ideas online, with the idea that small changes can drive a bigger movement.
I think sometimes zero-waste lifestyle gets a bad rep about being too expensive or inaccessible, and that's why we do all of these talks and workshops. So honestly, we use ingredients that are just native to your own kitchen or your backyard, and you can mostly make a lot of these products within like 20 rupees. But the idea is essentially, to make it just easy and accessible. So that's why we're very transparent about our recipes. They're all on our website. So if you want to make it yourself, totally go for it, because the ultimate aim is just for less waste to end up in our landfill and our ocean. I'm optimistic that it's going to really change our relationship with waste and sustainability for the better. Yeah.
Eco-friendly living is often seen as a privilege of the rich. But with entrepreneurs like Mansoor and Dilipan championing small steps and improving people's access to green ideas, Indian consumers have increasing opportunities on their doorstep.